Unlock the potential of every learner, the UDL Superpower. Alignment to new digital learning competencies. Educators. The ISTE digital learning competencies for educators focus on using technology to enhance teaching and learning, personalizing instruction, and utilizing data to inform instructional practices. UDL supports these competencies by offering a framework for designing instructional materials and activities that cater to a wide range of learning styles, abilities, and preferences. Educational leaders. The new ISTE digital learning competencies for educational leaders emphasize the use of technology to enhance teaching and learning, promote equity and access, and drive institutional improvement. UDL aligns with these competencies by ensuring that technology is used in a way that is inclusive and supportive of all students. Coaching. The ISTE digital learning competencies for coaches stress the importance of using technology to facilitate personalized learning experiences for students. UDL advocates for personalized and flexible instructional approaches that allow students to demonstrate their knowledge and skills in ways that work best for them. What is Universal Design for Learning? Universal Design for Learning, also known as UDL, is an educational framework that aims to provide all students with equal opportunities to learn and succeed. It recognizes that students have diverse learning needs, and it promotes the use of flexible teaching methods and materials to accommodate these differences. UDL is based on the principles of accessibility, inclusivity, and equity in education. By implementing UDL strategies, teachers can create a more inclusive and engaging learning environment for all students. What comes to mind when you hear the words Universal Design for Learning? Let's go to the Menti. Universal Design for Learning guidelines include engagement, representation, action, and expression. Let's listen to the video from CAST to learn more about Universal Design for Learning. Benefits of UDL. Inclusive learning experience. With universal design, course materials become accessible to all students, regardless of their individual learning challenges. Students with disabilities, such as visual or hearing impairment, find it easier to navigate through materials and understand the concept, improving their learning experience. Enhanced collaboration. Collaboration is essential in online learning, and with universal design, students can collaborate without any barriers. It provides opportunities for students to work together and exchange ideas without any limitation. Ways to view UDL. As quoted, as a dynamic framework involving both instructor and learner decision-making, UDL is not a two-dimensional method, intervention to result, but a three-dimensional framework, instructor facilitation, student choices to the result. The importance of universal design for learning. Equitable access. UDL ensures that all students, regardless of their abilities or disabilities, have equal access to learning materials and opportunities. It eliminates the barriers to learning and promotes a level playing field for all students. Individualized learning. UDL recognizes that students have different learning styles, preferences, and strengths. By providing multiple means of representation, expression, and engagement, UDL allows students to choose the methods they work best for them, leading to personalized and meaningful learning experiences. Engagement and motivation. UDL promotes active engagement and motivation by offering various ways for students to interact with the content. It encourages student choice and autonomy, which can increase their interest and investment in the learning process. Inclusive classroom environment. UDL fosters an inclusive classroom environment where diversity is celebrated and valued. It promotes respect, empathy, and understanding among students, creating a positive and supportive learning community. Examples of universal design for learning strategies. Multiple means of representation. Provide information in different formats, such as text, audio, and visual, to cater to diverse learning preferences. Use graphic organizers, diagrams, and charts to visually represent information. Incorporate real-life examples and case studies to make abstract concepts more relatable. Multiple means of expression. Offer various options for students to demonstrate their understanding, such as written essays, oral presentations, multimedia projects, or artistic creations. Allow students to use assistive technologies or alternative communication methods if needed. Encourage peer collaboration and discussion to promote different perspectives and ideas. Multiple means of engagement. Provide choices for students in terms of topics, assignments, or learning activities. Incorporate hands-on experiments, simulations, or interactive online resources to engage student in active learning. Use gamification elements such as points or badges and increase motivation and participation. Think about your class. What steps have you taken to ensure your students can access their activities? Universal design is an instructional approach that focuses on creating courses accessible to all students, regardless of their individual learning needs. The approach involves designing courses that offer multiple ways to learn and providing flexibility in course content delivery. Let's take a look at some example activities for social studies. Implementing UDL with a new Portrait of a Graduate performance task. On this slide, we look at the 8th grade social studies with a link to a CurryPod lesson. UDL in middle school, engaging diverse learners. What does universal design for learning look like in a middle school setting? Consider the unique challenges and strengths of young adolescents. How can we tailor learning experiences to be inclusive and effective for all students? Reflect on your current teacher practices. Are they UDL compliant? Let's go to the Padlet. Next, let's look at some example activities for English. Implementing UDL with a new Portrait of a Graduate performance task for 5th grade social studies and ELA. This task is framed around the following focus question. How can we empathize with people on both sides of the Revolutionary War and understand the feelings and challenges they faced? In groups of 3, students will investigate and gain perspective about the emotions and challenges held by people who experienced events that led to the Revolution, occurred during the Revolution, and immediately followed the Revolution. Groups will be assigned specific time frames and events on which to focus. Students will gather information about the beliefs, motivations, and stories of people who lived during these important times in American history. Through their research, students will empathize with individuals who experienced those events and understand differing perspectives. Ultimately, students will use knowledge gained through research to produce a short podcast episode for their group-specified time frame surrounding the American Revolution. Each student in the 3-person group will have a voice in the Revolution podcast. Click on the image for instructions on creating the podcast using Canva. Next, let's look at 7th grade science, performance task. 7th grade science, resilience design. Innovating against environmental health risk. Click on the CurryPod image to go to the lesson. Example. Conclusion. Universal design ensure a smooth and inclusive learning experience for our students. This approach to online learning provides all students with the opportunity to learn and achieve their full potential. Feedback form.